Hey everyone, welcome to Kaswell's Kappa, the channel where you learn how to work on your Kappa step by step. In today's video, we're going to learn how to replace the Waterfall Cup Holder or the rear window panel trim cup holder. It's the one that goes behind your armrest or the center console, not the one on the passenger side, but the one right smack dab in the middle of everything. Provide you with everything you need, torque specs, pages from the service manuals, and tools, which there's not really any here. But without further ado, let's get to the video. To remove the Waterfall Cup Holder or the center console cup holder, it's going to be located right here. This guy right here. And to remove him, first we need to remove the water panel, both the body lock pillar trims, and then your door sills, just to get to that. And then we got to take it out of the waterfall panel itself. So now that we know how to do it, let's get to it. So when it comes to removing the floor console or your center console, there are 4 things we need to look out for. First, there are 3 clips holding this in. 2 side by side and then 1 in the center. 2, there are little tabs up towards the front where your gear shift is. These kind of grab onto the trim and they keep it in place. Third, a big misconception people make is they like to take their hand, grab it in the back, and then they pull right up. That's not what you want to do when you remove this. You're going to take both your hands on the side and then you're going to lift up. Fourth, make sure your emergency handle is up. If it's down, you're not going to have enough room to pull up or do anything with it. You're going to get stuck real quick. So make sure that's up. So like I said, take your hands, pull up. There's the 2 in the front, or the 2 in the back, I'm sorry. And sometimes your front one will come out too. Mine did. Remember that you still got the tabs in the back, so try to wiggle it back and forth till it comes out, just like that. And then we can take it up and it's removed. When it comes to removing the driver's side door sill, I like to grab up front. There's little holes here, and you're basically just going to pull until all the clips release. Just like so. They're all removed. Next, we're going to scoot the seat forward. There's a little lever up front, so grab that, back of your chair, and just scoot it forward as much as you can. Next, we're going to pull this hinge right here, and that's going to allow you to move your seat forward. When it comes to removing the body lock pillar trim panel, I usually like to start somewhere on the bottom, or there's a little ledge right here that I like to just push on, and usually that'll unclip the first clip. And I think this one actually may already be done. Either that or it's broken. I want to say this one's already broken on the side. Wow, that's shocking. Okay, usually there's a clip right here. It goes pop. You'll see it on the passenger side. But since that's already done, we can go ahead and come to the bottom here. And we'll just come underneath and pop the next clip. There's going to be one here, 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 and just in several different places around here. Oh, right there. And as you can see, most of them already came out. And there's a little line right here that if you want to and the bottom only pops, you can just run along the top until they all just start popping. Just like that one there. But be careful because there's an electrical connection for your rear speaker right here. So now that all the clips are off, we can disconnect that connector. When it comes to disconnecting the connector for the rear speaker, as you can see, you got a white housing and then this little black box on the bottom. That's going to be your tab. You're going to push in and then pull up. I'd recommend using 2 hands because of how crowded this area is and how fragile the connections are that connect to your connector. So push it in, pull up. That's done. And now we can remove our water panel. Not our water panel, our body lock pillar trim panel. Once the driver's side has been done, we can move on to the passenger side. It's the exact same thing. Reach in, pull up. Door sill has been removed. I'm going to scoot the seat forward. Use the hinge to tilt it forward all the way. Just like the driver's side, we're going to take out the body lock pillar trim on the passenger side. I'm going to push forward this time and hopefully a clip comes undone. Yep, okay, there's that one. And then once again, we're going to follow the line of the waterfall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once again, careful because of the connection of the tweeter or the rear speaker. Disconnect the passenger rear speaker, same thing. White body, black trim, or whatever you want to call that, clip. Push in, pull out, careful of the solder. Take your waterfall panel, or not your waterfall panel, your body lock pillar trim panel. Set that to the side. Now that everything is moved up out of the way, we have a good view of our water panel here. Don't worry about that, that's crap. Now, in order to remove the waterfall panel, there are basically just clips holding this thing on, and that's it. So it's just pulling it out. Now, I will note something in the service manual, and I've never been able to confirm this, so if you could confirm it in the comments, that would be great. There should be either 2 clips or 2 screws or 2 bolts or something here and there, and that's helping to hold on the waterfall panel, but neither my Sky nor my Solstice has those. So if you have them, if it's a bolt, it's going to be a 7mm. If it's Christmas tree, pull it out. If there's nothing there, welcome to the club. I don't know. I don't know how to address that one because I haven't seen it personally. But other than that, there's just going to be nothing but clips holding everything on. Alright, so just as I said, it should just be clips from here on out. This piece will even come out with it. So we're going to start to where the body lock trim panel would attach to it. We're just going to start pulling from there. Watch out for your seat belt though, because they're going to have these little trim pieces here. If you can, just slide them down and push them out of the way. You go to the other side and get that seat belt trim. Okay, and just like that, looks like that's all removed. So I'm going to step in here. I'm going to grab it from the center, right, because I don't want it flexing or anything. I don't want it messing up. I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to pull it straight out. With the waterfall panel now out, we're going to take it, we're going to flip it until we see the back side. Coming over to the section here, this is our compartment, and then this is our cup holder assembly right here. To remove it, there's 3 screws holding into place. One here, one here, and then there's supposed to be one right here. I'm missing mine, so I'm going to ignore that. And then, of course, you have a little placeholder right here. So in order to remove it, we'll remove these 3 screws, and it should come right out. So I'm going to do the bottom one with just a handheld screwdriver since it is pretty far in there. And then I'll do the top one with my drill. The bottoms are going to be very easy to remove, as you can see. They're a pretty small screw. And then when it comes to the top one's actually pretty long. I told you it's a long boy. Now that that screw is removed, take your cup holder, slide it out. Ew, that's nasty. When it comes time to reinstall your cup holder, you're going to insert it face first, obviously. That's where the cup holder goes out. You're going to grab your long screw, wherever I put mine here. And you're going to do this one first because it's already going to be held in place by the placeholder, so you don't need the bottom screws quite yet. Make sure everything's nice and flush. I'm going to grab my small screw, go ahead and get this bottom one on. Same side. Oops. There we go. Get this one snug, or at least tightened down. And then I'm going to get my drill, tighten up this top one. Because it's a long boy. Alright. Make sure it's nice and snug. Make sure that it's nice and level too. You don't want it crooked because then it won't come out right as far as the cup holder shooting out. So you want to make sure it's nice and level, or otherwise it's not going to flex correctly. Or it will flex and it won't be correct, should I say. Okay. Give it a nice test, make sure it comes out okay. Oh yeah, ooh. Oh yeah, way better. Wow, I couldn't hardly get it out the first time. Well, now that is done, I'm going to reinstall the waterfall panel. Now when it comes to getting this waterfall panel installed, it's going to be a pain in your rear. I'm telling y'all right now. Because some of these clips, for some reason, GM didn't want stable clips. They wanted clips that you could take out or replace. Like this one right here, for example. You can take them out. And for some reason, GM thought that would be a great idea. But however, for us, it's going to be a pain in the butt because that allows the clip to move. And it's going to have a great time getting in a small little slot that it's going to be crooked up against. So we're going to have a fun time getting this in today. So if anything, we're just going to have to do the outsides and then hope for the best. But anyways, we're going to try our best. I'm going to attempt to get these movable clip-ons first. But first and foremost, if you look at the bottom towards the, so like close to the subwoofer and then close to the wall, there are little studs in the bottom, okay? These studs, there are supports on the bottom of the waterfall that these are going to slide into, okay? So you want to make sure that these are either clipped into it, because they can either slide on it or they'll just clip onto it. You want to make sure they're on all of these. If not, it's not going to be stable. So you want to make sure that's on there right. Okay, so there's one, and they can click into place. So there's one. There's two, and I don't think there's a third right here. You can reach under and fill if you need to. Okay, there is a third. Okay. Let's set that one first, wherever it's at. Oh, it's way back there. Good grief. What the crap? Or is there not one in the first place? No, there's not one here at all. Unless it's this one right here. No, because that would not make sense. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about that one. I'm just going to clip this one in right here. Okay. So there's two clips on this side. Outside one lines up perfectly. This one, it's way in the back. So I'm not going to worry about that one. Okay. So y'all shouldn't have to either. And then I'm going to try to line up these plastic ones first, because that's going to be your biggest pain. And then after that, everything should follow suit. Pretty sure there's one right here, but I don't think that one clipped in. Whatever. Go to the other side. Do the same thing, make sure they're lining up right. Yep, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's not wanting to line up right. There it is. Yep. Now before we install the body lock pillar trim, we're going to want to make sure our seat belt is over the waterfall and that the seat belt trim is slid into place as well. It'll pop in place. And then, of course, during this whole process, one of those plastic clips I told you about that messes up went out of place and now it's broken. Yay me. Now that that's installed, we're going to take our body lock pillar trim. I'm going to try to attempt to slide it in place. These like to give you a lot of trouble because these are supposed to sit over the door jamb, but they like to sit behind it, but you can't let it do that. It's got to be over it, kind of like a blanket. Okay, so install the connector for your rear speaker. And this also has to be underneath this weather strip as well. That's very, very important. So I'm going to line up this clip. Okay, drop that. And so far I'm over the door jamb, but a lot of the times it likes to slide out. See, just like that, it's trying to slide out. You cannot let it do that. It needs to be on top of the door jamb. There we go. Yeah. Force it down. And of course it slid. What? Did it come out? Yep. There we go. There we go. It's all popped in place. It is sticking out a little bit, but I don't think, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything about that. It's just not wanting to line up today. So I'm going to have to ignore that, unfortunately, and we'll get the door sill on this side. When it comes to installing your driver's side sill plate, I like to slide it in, and this time I'll usually start from the back because the back's usually easier to deal with than the front, depending on your Solstice. But we're going to try to get all those clips popped in, but you got to make sure it's in the right spot or it won't work. Since you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, just like that. They're all popped in. When it comes to the driver's side, don't forget to install your seatbelt trim. Make sure it's over the water panel. I don't know why this one's giving me such trouble. Come on. Okay, that's installed. If you got any clips that popped out, pop them back into place. Grab your driver's side pillar trim, reconnect the wiring connector for your rear speaker. Remember, your panel needs to go underneath the weather strip. Make sure your seatbelt's on top of your panel. Come on. Okay. That's it there. Okay. Make sure this clip is lined up too. Okay. 2. Where's this one at? 3, 4. That should be number 5 right there, I think. Okay. Should be good. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a clip, but that should suffice for now. Yeah, that's good. All right. So there's 5. Okay. Now we can move the seat back. And we can install our door sills. To install the passenger side, same thing as the driver's side. Line it all up. It's going to be 4 clips. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, just like that, your door sill is installed. To install the floor console or the center console, it's very easy. Slide it on. Gonna angle it down. Make sure that the front tabs are underneath the trim. Slide it down. Try to get that first tab down, and then just push down the back until those clips are installed. If this one doesn't snap in place, it's either because it's off or it's too far. If you can't do it, give it a nice little tap. Maybe it'll pop in place. Just like that. That should be good. And your floor console is installed. Alright, just like that, everything has been installed. You have completed this procedure. Thank y'all so much for checking out the video. I hope that it helped you out, that you learned something new. If you happen to have more procedures that need to be done for your vehicle, hop on over to kaswellskappa.wixsite.com/kaswellskappa. I hope you get a new domain soon, so it's just kaswellskappa.com. That way you ain't got to type all that out. But on that website, you can find procedures for Kappas and non-Kappas, so that if you have to do anything else for your vehicle, it's there and available for y'all to follow along with. But other than that, that's all I have for y'all today, and I will see y'all next time. Until then.